have yours? No, I have it here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I please have your attention? In just a few moments, our graduation ceremony will begin. We are all guests this evening in this holy and sacred house of worship. We respectfully ask that all present this evening conduct themselves with a measure of reverence and dignity that will reflect our belief that we are in God's holy presence. Please do not shout at any point in the ceremony, and at this time, kindly silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. We thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Now, please give your attention to Senor Rafael Alonso, who will address us in Spanish.
Buenas tardes, señoras y señores, y por favor les requiero su atención. Ya pronto vamos a comenzar la ceremonia de colación de grados. Somos todos visitantes en este lugar sagrado. Les pedimos que todos se porten con respeto y dignidad y que sea un reflejo de nuestra fe y apoyo a este lugar sagrado. Por favor, les pedimos colocar sus celulares en modo de avión o apagarlos. Les agradecemos su cooperación.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise and join us in welcoming the class of 2020. please remain standing for the national anthem and for the opening prayer. The invocation will be delivered by Mr. Vincent Estevez.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us this moment. We ask you for your blessings in this celebration, and we thank you for the blessings that you have poured on us these past years together at Salle Academy. We thank you for the challenges, the bumps, and the obstacles that we have gone through. They have shown us the strength we possess in you. We thank you for the nights with too little sleep and too much homework. It is through the difficulties that we have been given the opportunity to minister to one another in your name and grow together. We thank you for the moments of uncontrollable laughter, success on the field and on the court and in the classroom, late nights sharing our dreams with one another, and time resting in your presence. Through our happiness, you have given us a taste of your joy. We thank you for the mentors who encourage us every day, the teachers who push us, the administrators and the counselors who guided us, the coaches who challenged us past what we thought were our limits. We thank you for the family and friends who fed us, prayed for us, and supported us, and always refused to let us give up on ourselves. We thank you for the gift of our faith and for the gift of our Lasallian education. Together we have come to know you more deeply. May we always cover our souls in your word. May we always commit ourselves to your service. Lord, bless this moment and all the moments coming up. We will continue to fall, to climb, to be fed and held, challenged and celebrated. As we go forward now, bless our every step, bless our loved ones, and bring us to walk with you always. St. John Baptist de Lasalle, live Jesus in our hearts.
Please be seated. Good evening. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and Board of Trustees, we welcome you all to the 171st commencement exercises of Salle Academy. We are gathered at St. Patrick's Cathedral to congratulate, to honor, and to say goodbye to the young men who will be formally graduated from our school this evening. Class of 2020, you've had quite the journey. When you entered LaSalle back in the fall of 2016, even those with the wildest of imaginations could not have foreseen this second semester of your senior year. But you did it. You did not see a challenge and back down. You did not give up. Instead, you found a way to succeed. I think it's important to remember that courage and strength of character are not demonstrated or cultivated in times of ease. Rather, they are grown and exhibited during times of struggle. It is also important to recall that a person's true character is often demonstrated when no one is watching. You all have been tested with both of these circumstances over the past several months. You have been faced with many challenges, and you have had to face a lot of them on your own, without your friends or your teachers physically there with you. But again, you did it. While I would never have wished you any of these struggles and would have taken them all away had there been a choice, through these months, you received an education you might otherwise never have gotten. Like a muscle, your character has been exercised, and it is stronger. The class of 2020 has created a bond greater than most because it was tried and maintained through distance. You learned better ways of communicating. You learned to speak up and ask for help. You experienced online learning before college, where many of your classes will take on that format. You are stronger, more mature, and more ready, and I am proud. I became principal the year that you all entered as freshmen. Yours is a special class to me personally. While you might not think it, we have a lot in common. We both entered roles at LaSalle in 2016 with a great deal of anxiety, but excitement. You as brand new high school students, and I as a new principal. We both made a lot of plans, some that came to fruition and some that did not. We both learned a lot. We were tried in ways we never saw coming. And I hope we made each other proud. It is also my hope, as it was my goal, that I led you with integrity. As one of my last acts as your principal, I would like to leave you with a few pieces of advice. First, you are living in a time of great change. Be a part of it. Do not sit idly by. Engage in your community. Participate in the dialogue. Use your unique gifts and talents to make your community a better place. Your talents were given to you to in turn give to others. Do not hoard your greatness. Second, as you are living in a time of change, you will encounter many whose viewpoints differ from your own. Consider their side of the story. That does not mean you need to agree, but strive to understand, if only to strengthen your own position. However, also know when to walk away. For as Mark Twain said, never argue with a fool, for onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Third, never stop learning. The volume of knowledge that you do not know will always be greater than what you do know. Be proud, but approach the world and all those in it with humility. There is always something we can learn from every experience and every person we encounter. Lastly, no speech of mine would be complete without citing something from our founder. St. LaSalle says in one of his meditations that to touch the hearts of your students is the greatest miracle you can perform. I am incredibly proud of the administration, faculty, and staff that I know have done this for you over the past 4 years. It is my hope that I, too, have been able to touch your hearts in some way. What I know for certain is that you have touched mine, and I am a better person because of that. Class of 2020, I urge you to go forth and show the world your greatness. It was always inside of you and has been shown in countless ways, even more over these past few months. You are stronger, you are smarter, you are ready. Remember that you are made in the image and likeness of God, and allow Jesus to live in your hearts forever. Congratulations, gentlemen. I wish you the utmost success. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to present the first of the co-valedictorians of the class of 2020, Stephen Dumaine, who will greet you in the name of the graduates.
Brother Thomas, Ms. Conroy, administration, faculty and staff, families and friends, and all of my classmates, I welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. Before I begin, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to be here today in each other's goodness and in each other's presence. So please, a round of applause for everyone who made today possible. To put it frankly, it's been a long road. A road that's been tough, but after every mile, I've been able to look back at my journey with gratitude and the assurance that I've come out stronger. Some of you may be familiar with my story because I've touched on my poor academic past before, but I think it's important that I explain it a bit more clearly. In the first grade, I was left back. I remember sitting beside my mother when I heard the news. All I could think about was how I wanted her to finish explaining what grade retention meant so I could enjoy my summer in Puerto Rico. But eventually, I saw the pain in her eyes, the disappointment, the look that had told me I had made a big mistake. And in that moment, it hit me. All my friends were moving on to the next grade, and I wasn't going with them. In the years that followed, I was made fun of by my peers because I was left back, I was overweight, and despite having a tutor in both English and math, I was still struggling. It felt like my back was literally up against a wall. At a young age, I just wanted to be accepted for the person I knew I was in my heart. It was not until the 8th grade that I realized that I had to make a choice. Did I want to let that cycle of disappointment continue, or did I want to change my academic life? To be honest, I just wanted to be a little bit more like Elijah. I wanted to be the student that people asked for help with homework. The student that had his test papers hung up on the wall, not folded up and hidden at the bottom of his book bag. When I entered high school, I was determined to study and to work as hard as I possibly could to be the student I always wanted to be. I lost countless hours of sleep. I said no to many hangouts, and I even declined when my mother would say, "Hey, Stephen, do you want to take a day off? We could stay home and watch Netflix all day." That one was tough. So often, we set limitations for ourselves. We live in fear of disappointment, and we believe the narratives and the negativity that others attach to us. But we cannot do that. We, as strong and beautiful individuals, must rise above the hate, the hardship, and the limitations. If we continue to accept these narratives and to defer our dreams, there will be no change. As Will Smith once said, "Do not let fear kill your ability to see beauty." No matter how bumpy the road gets, never let your fears determine your destiny. Speak out when you disagree. Fight back when you feel hopeless. Because at the end of the day, when your back is up against the wall, believe there is only one direction you can go: forward. Gentlemen, I know we have all fought our own battles. It hasn't been easy for us. After all, our year got cut short, and we're graduating at a time when most of us would be thinking about starting our summer book reports, but not really. What I'm trying to say is that every single one of us is strong. We are powerful. We are resilient. We are educated. We are the future. We are the men LaSalle told us we could be. So in the same way that I am honored to be speaking today, I would like to say that I am even more honored to call each and every one of you my brothers for life. I want to acknowledge the people who have helped me get down this long road. One of the first people at LaSalle to help me was a teacher that I knew little about. As many of my peers know, preparing for the biology regents was a difficult experience. Miss Masulo, in spite of me not being her student, stayed with my friends and I until around 6 p.m. multiple times a week, helping us prepare. And in the end, I passed the exam that I thought I was destined to fail. Thank you, Ms. Masulo. To Mr. Thomas, thank you for showing me that no matter what, I should never fear being true to myself, and that it's always us, never them. To Ms. Ritsu, thank you for your commitment and your encouragement. You have supported me far beyond the classroom and have spent countless hours helping me become a better student and an even better person. To Ms. Bu, gracias for everything you have done for me and our wonderful drama club. To Ms. Sonaro, thank you for your guidance and the kindness you exude so graciously. To Mr. Purnell, thank you from the bottom of my heart for never telling me no. Thank you for helping me become a better man. And thank you for being a person that I always wanted to make proud. To Mr. Stark, Ms. Conroy, Brother Thomas, thank you for the years of support and all of the hard work you each put in to make LaSalle great. To Mr. Torres, I miss you more than I can believe. You always held me to a high standard and made me feel like your family. Thank you, Mr. Torres. We will meet again in paradise. To my family and friends watching from home, thank you for believing in me and making me feel like I can do anything I set my mind to. You guys mean the world to me, and I love you all so much. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my parents, the two most important people in my life. I can never repay you for the commitment and the sacrifices you both have made for me and for my 3 older brothers. Thank you, Dad, for loving me unconditionally and for being my biggest supporter. To my mom, my best friend, thank you for teaching me how to appreciate every blessing that comes into my life. And thank you for teaching me how to overcome life's toughest battles. After all these years, you have never left my side and have been there for many people besides myself. I love you both with all of me. To the class of 2020, my guys, I love you. This is not goodbye. We had an amazing 4 years, and I'm appreciative of all of you guys. We had some great memories. I wish you all the best, and may you always remember the good times we shared. God bless you all. Thank you. We made it.
It is now my pleasure to present the second of our co-valedictorians of the class of 2020, Elijah Perez Mendez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking part in this special occasion. I am so happy and honored to be granted the privilege to speak to all of you. Can you believe it, everyone? Our graduation day has finally arrived. It seems like it was just yesterday when we had freshman orientation. To be honest, I was really nervous, like I am now. I remember that I couldn't even walk through the door. For the most part, not knowing what was to come was the main factor in my distress at 7:55 on that morning in 2016. But along with that nervous feeling came excitement for a new beginning. Now, looking back on how everything went the past 4 years, this was definitely time well spent, and there was no need to worry. One of the first and main people to help me adjust was Mr. Stark. He made the tax exam feel like a breeze, and he talked to us about all different types of things, such as Fallout 4 and the new consoles coming out. Not only that, but he also ended up teaching the first class I ever took at LaSalle. Thank you so much, Mr. Stark, for making me feel at home. I will greatly miss all of the laughs we shared in class and the brotherly love. I will not forget the "you can pay with debit, credit, or cash" incident for the acceptance dinners with Sam, or the infamous "high school is a time of discovery" quote by Mr. Rossage. The trip to Italy with Miss O'Mara and with my friends was a fantastic experience, not only for learning about the country and its culture, but to bond with everybody on the trip. I am grateful for Coach Hackshaw and all the members of the track team for embracing me and pushing me to do things I never imagined being a part of. And let us not forget all the clubs. Miss Carlson, Miss O'Mara, Miss Tony, and Miss Morales definitely showed devotion to each of their clubs and helped in making those times fun and informative. With all this considered, it definitely wasn't hard for me to express everything I liked about my high school experience at those high school recruitment fairs. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Pinnell, who's so scary, like, oh my goodness. I'm just playing. Sort of. But honestly, you cared a lot for me and my family and taught me some of the most valuable lessons in life. The greatest lessons that I will take with me are to appreciate all that you are given, to treat everyone with respect, and to interact with people as if it is the last time you are seeing them. We never know if we will see them the next day. This lesson has become extremely vital during the past few months as we persevered through these difficult times. When we arrived at school on March 12th, we had no idea we would never have class in LaSalle's building again. I want to thank all of our teachers for not only dealing with us in class, but also at home through a computer screen during remote learning. As we head off to college, our careers, and the vast unknown, a lesson I want to impart on everyone is this: don't give up on your dreams and always do what is right. In order to make our environment and the country a better place, we must put all our beliefs into practice and not be satisfied with just being a bystander. Finally, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my parents, my siblings, and my family, the faculty and staff of LaSalle, and all of my Lasallian brothers that are sitting in front of me. I specifically have to thank Bawai, my grandmother, because her cooking hits different after a long day of work. And to Stephen Domingue and Christopher Lopez, who have been with me ever since elementary school. I will hold all the experiences that I had with you in my heart. To conclude, this is not a farewell to my Lasallian family. I hope to see you all again in the near future during our class reunions and get-togethers. I know that we will stay in touch. We have made friendships to last a lifetime. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. Thank you.
We will now present the recipients of the special awards for the class of 2020. We asked that the recipients of these awards please remain in your pew and stand when your name is called. The medals for general excellence for the class of 2020 will be conferred by Brother Thomas Casey, President of Salle Academy. The medals are presented to Stephen Domingue and Elijah Perez Mendez. The medals for excellence in religion will be conferred by Mr. Vincent Estevez, Chair of the Religion Department. The gold medal is presented to Raymond Roy. The silver medal is presented to Dylan Almeida. The medals for excellence in English will be conferred by Ms. Patricia Toney, Chair of the English Department. The gold medal is presented to Stephen Dumais. The silver medal is presented to Raymond Roy. The medals for excellence in a language other than English will be conferred by Mr. Rafael Alonso, Chair of the Language Department. The gold medal is presented to Stephen Dumais. The silver medal is presented to Carlos Flores. The medals for excellence in mathematics will be conferred by Ms. Yvette Mazzullo, Chair of the Mathematics Department. The gold medal is presented to Sam Yu. The silver medal is presented to Daniel Angel. The medals for excellence in science will be conferred by Mr. John Nearing, Chair of the Science Department. The gold medal is presented to Sam Yu. The silver medal is presented to Elijah Perez Mendez. The medals for excellence in social studies will be conferred by Mr. Patrick Murphy, Chair of the Social Studies Department. The gold medal is presented to Elijah Perez Mendez. The silver medal is presented to Stephen Dumais. The medal for excellence in visual arts will be conferred by Ms. Conroy, standing in for Ms. Molly O'Mara, Chair of the Fine Arts and Technology Department, who couldn't be here this evening. The gold medal for visual arts is presented to Jose Gonzalez. The silver medal is presented to Lyndon Inglis. The medal for excellence in music will be conferred by Mr. Glenn Flax, music teacher. The gold medal for music is presented to Sam Yu. The silver medal is presented to Lorenz Harris. The medal for excellence in technology will be conferred by Ms. Daisy Tavera, technology teacher. The gold medal for technology is presented to Raymond Arroyo. The silver medal is presented to Jimmy Falcone, Jr. The Leadership Award for Executive Student Government will be conferred by Ms. Kerry Conroy. The medals are presented to Amadou Koyate, Theo Noble, and Joshua Norberto. The Attorney General of the State of New York Triple C Awards will be conferred by Brother Thomas Casey. The Triple C Award is in recognition of strength of character, courage, and commitment to bettering yourself, your school, and your community. This year, there are 2 recipients. The Triple C Awards for 2020 are presented to Daniel Angel, and Carlos Flores. The following awards are voted on each year by the faculty and administration and are our highest honors. The Salle Academy Alumni Medal for Leadership and Scholarship will be conferred by Mr. Jerome Pennell. This young man is always willing to help his fellow students. This year, he volunteered to tutor his peers to help them prepare for the SATs. He is generous of time and talent. The medal is presented to Sam Yu. Sam could not be here this evening, but is participating virtually. The Signum Fide, or Sign of Faith Award for service to school and community, will be conferred by Mr. Vincent Estevez. This young man has always conducted himself with a positive spirit. He makes sure to greet all he encounters every day, often going out of his way to stop in offices and classrooms to say hello. He is dedicated to his school and studies. The award is presented to Jonathan Payan. The Brother Brendan Fitzgerald Memorial Award for Lasallian Charism will be conferred by Ms. Conroy. This young man has demonstrated his true understanding of the spirit of our mission. This is shown in his self-sacrifice to his peers as well as his community. He is even continuing his education at a Lasallian University next year. The award is presented to Daniel Betancourt. And finally, our highest honor of the evening, the St. John Baptist de La Salle Medal for Loyalty and Achievement. This will be conferred by Ms. Conroy. This young man consistently demonstrates a positive and can-do demeanor. He works to the best of his ability in all he does. He never says no when he asked to assist his school in any way. He conducts himself as a gentleman because that is who he is at his core. It is this selflessness that is a true example of our founder's message. The St. John Baptist de La Salle Medal is presented to Stephen Dumain. The graduates of the class of 2020 will now be presented to the president and the principal of LaSalle Academy. Gentlemen, please rise. Brother Thomas and Miss Conroy, I certify that the young men standing before me have satisfactorily completed the course of study prescribed for this school by the University of the State of New York and by the Superintendent of Schools of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of New York. Therefore, I respectfully request, by virtue of the authority vested in you by the Board of Regents and the Sovereign State of New York, by the Reverend Brother Provincial of the District of Eastern North America of the Brothers of the Christian Schools, and by the Board of Trustees of Lasalle Academy, that you confer upon these young men the diploma of Lasalle Academy. Gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and relatives of the class of 2020, in the interest of time and decorum, as well as to preserve the dignity of this formal occasion and this sacred house of worship, please withhold your applause until the last senior has received his diploma. As I announce the names, I will also indicate students who have attained certain academic status using the Latin term for honors. Students who have a 4-year average of 90 with no failures will receive the distinction of summa cum laude. Students who have a 4-year average between 85 and 90 with no failures will receive the distinction magna cum laude. Students who have a 4-year average between 80 and 85 with no failures will receive the distinction cum laude. And so, Brother Thomas and Miss Conroy, it is my pleasure to present to you the members of the class of 2020. James U. Adeli. Nick Aguilar. Humair Ahmed, magna cum laude, graduating from home. Dylan J. Almeida, summa cum laude. Daniel Alexander Angel. Raymond Luis Arroyo, Jr., magna cum laude. Joseph Azolino. Brian A. Bazan, cum laude. Daniel Michael Betancourt. Rafael Bien-Ami, cum laude. Isaiah Charles Brown, cum laude. Jose F. Camacho. Michael Anthony Centeno II, magna cum laude, graduating from home. William Chalco, magna cum laude. Michael Edwin Correa. Jaden C. Davis, magna cum laude. Julian E. Doherty II, magna cum laude. Stephen Javier Dumaine, summa cum laude. Jose Victor Duran Monzon, summa cum laude. Armani Brandon Estevez, cum laude. Jimmy Falcone Jr., magna cum laude. Carlos A. Flores, summa cum laude. David Gonzaga Gallardo, graduating from home. Jose Nicolas Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Warren R. Grant, Jr., graduating from home. Coogan Gunaratnam, summa cum laude. Dylan Jarrett Harney, Lorenz A. Harris, Kenneth Hernandez, Jr. Lyndon Kyle Inglis, magna cum laude. Daniel Inoa. Zion Thomas Jackson Avila, cum laude. Devin K. Justindiano, graduating from home. Amadou Yeri Koyate, summa cum laude. Alexander Isaiah Leon, magna cum laude. Gordon Owen Liang, summa cum laude. Christopher Lopez, magna cum laude. Elias Abraham Lopez Herrera, magna cum laude, graduating from home. Patrick McKenna Louis, summa cum laude. Dimitri Ives Melendez, Kevin A. Marino, graduating from home. Jaden Matthew Moore Thoney, cum laude. Amador de Jesus Mozo, summa cum laude. Theo H. Noble, summa cum laude. Joshua E. Norberto, summa cum laude. Daniel Edgar Oviedo, magna cum laude. Antonio Oxley, graduating from home. Christopher H. Paulino. Jonathan Payan, summa cum laude. Adrian R. Peguero, cum laude. Felix Peralta, cum laude. Isaiah Colin Perez, Elijah Perez Mendez, summa cum laude. Adrian Iris Pichardo, cum laude. Jaquan Potter, graduating from home. Marcus Andre Gonzalez Regis, cum laude. Benjamin A. Rivera, cum laude. Raymond Christopher V. Roy, summa cum laude. Yamil Sanchez, summa cum laude. Ishmael Sanko, Wayne A. Scully, Jr., summa cum laude. Elijah Malik Smith, Kenyetta A. Smith, Edward Solis, summa cum laude. Malachi King Solomon, Michael Suarez, cum laude. Danny Logan Torres, Elias R. Torres. John Tyborowski, magna cum laude. Raul D. Vaca III. Justin Lonnie Williams. Sheet 1, Yu, summa cum laude, graduating from home. Y. Ewing Zheng, graduating from home. Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2020. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to present the president of Lasalle Academy, Brother Thomas Casey. Don't know if you need it, brother.
Good evening, and congratulations to Lasalle Academy's class of 2020. What a blessing that we are able to be together in this spectacular sacred space. I'm so glad that we can be here to acknowledge and celebrate the growth and achievement of these students. Whether you're with us here in person at St. Patrick's Cathedral or watching the ceremony remotely, please join me in applauding the success of this very special class. Well done, men. Thank you, parents of our newest alumni, for entrusting your son to us and working with us, and for making the financial sacrifices associated with a LaSalle Academy graduation and education. Thank you to the family members and friends of the graduates for the love and support that they provided on the journey. Thank you to our trustees and our benefactors, whose guidance and financial support makes a big difference in the success of our school. I'm grateful as well to my fellow administrators and my colleagues on the faculty and staff for the competence and care with which they have embraced, educated, and empowered these young men, so that these men are ready to move forward with the belief that great things are possible and to know that they are equipped with the knowledge and skills they need to live and contribute to a promising future. A year ago, when I was appointed to the position of president of Lasalle Academy, I was eager to contribute to a storied institution and to do my part to make a good school better. I was excited to have a chance to be a part of a culturally diverse learning community in a trendy neighborhood in a vibrant city. And I was looking forward to delivering a graduation talk to the class of 2020. I was ready to share some lame comments like, 2020, the class with perfect vision. Or, this is a group of graduates that will see clearly. 2020, after all. These alumni will have a sharp focus on the future. 2020. Instead, I'm now tempted to say that what's ahead is a little more cloudy. I'm reminded of Langston Hughes's poem, Mother to Son, that I shared with you at our assembly in February. The opening line of that poem, you might remember, is, "Life for me ain't been no crystal stair." You may want to revisit that text during this time of uniqueness and uncertainty. You know, I realize you didn't envision what you received this year. I suspect you grieve the loss of the rituals and traditions that did not occur. But remember, however, that your Lasalle experiences in the days, weeks, months, and years before March 13th are a part of the fabric of your being as well. For sure, your time of remote learning without the daily presence of your classmates, the lack of in-person attention from your teachers, and the absence of that bond of teamwork associated with sports and activities brought something new and different to your high school experience. You certainly faced obstacles that mark you as a very unique class in our school's long history. It is my hope and expectation that you learned or relearned things about yourself, about our society, and about our world that were not in the New York State curriculum for high school instruction, and that will never be tested on an exam administered in a school. Here are some things that maybe resonate. Fact: a microscopic virus is real. Lesson: just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Fact. A virtual web via the internet is not our only international connection. Lesson. People across the globe are linked together in an interdependent way as fellow human beings. Fact. Essential workers are a varied group of dedicated individuals. Lesson. People take care of one another, even those they don't know. Fact. New ways of educating students can be created and implemented by dedicated professionals on very short notice when the need arises. Lesson. Learning lasts a lifetime. Fact. Despite economic difficulties and constraints on our socialization, we're here. Lesson. Human beings are resilient and resourceful. Yes, unfortunately, some of your expectations had to die. Jesus in the New Testament promises life in its fullness, John 10:10, and proposes that unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains just a grain of wheat. But if it dies, it produces much fruit, John 12:24. Sebastian Junger, in his book entitled Tribe, asks, how do you become an adult in a society that doesn't ask for sacrifice? How do you become a man in a world that doesn't require courage? I'm pretty confident that because of your experiences during your senior year, you have taken significant strides towards adulthood and manhood. You do see better now. You can make your way around obstacles. Your perspective on the world is broader. Ah, yes, 2020. Members of Lasalle Academy class of 2020, use your keener vision and go forward with my love and my prayers to create a world that is many times better than the one we have now. St. John Baptist de La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts forever.